Yeah, I had to take a little moment. I'm gonna just keep going though. What's up, y'all? This your girl Coke Cartel, and you're watching Coke Cartel TV. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching. You know.
All I ever wanted was to live free. Make my own lane while I do me. Sick and tired of punching clocks, living low key. Prefer popping bands on a shopping spree. Cold world in the winter, but I hold heat. It's the jungle outside, please look over me. Live loyal, live life, cause procrastination kills.
So, yeah, to keep things moving along, I had to get my own apartment. I had to figure out how to do that. I ain't know how to do that. And, I got it done within a week and a half. Me and my pops was moving into our new apartment, changing up the scenery, trying to move on with our lives. And at that time, during the passing of my mom, me and my ex got back together. Yes, my first ex. We got back together during that time. And, things was cool for a few weeks or so. Yeah. At least up to Thanksgiving. And maybe a week or so after that, or a week or two after that. And, things was cool. Things was okay. Me and my pops was getting things done. We holding on. At the time I was working a job that really couldn't handle the bills that were coming in and things like that. So I really, really needed my pops' help and all of that stuff. But when mom passed, man, it's like his world crumbled. He wasn't already as stable as he wanted to be, but my mom was kind of like a good reasoning for him. But I like to think so. Yeah, I like to think so. But yeah, my mom was kind of like that person for him, and when she passed, I could just tell like a part of him went missing, and also a part of me went missing. It's like you don't really know how much a person truly matters to you until you can no longer tell them that. Like you can't grasp that feeling enough to want to let them know how much you appreciate them. And I think that me and him both were dealing with that type of feeling at the same time. And, he just went back to what he knew while I was trying to figure out the new life that was ahead of me. And we were both in two different spaces. And, so in the result of that, me and my ex broke up again. And during that breakup time, my dad got locked back up again. And I was, what I felt like I was out here alone. Like both of my parents are gone. I just felt alone. And of course I had support. Of course I had my friends. I had my grandparents. I had support, of course. But at that time I just felt so alone. Like I felt like, man, I can't afford to pay my bills. My paycheck is just literally not enough. Like, and at that time, jobs wasn't as easy to come by as they are right now. Like, right now, people are begging people to work. And, like, back then, you couldn't just walk everywhere and get a job. Like, you couldn't just walk into a place and be like, yo, you're hiring? And they just give you a job. I mean, you could, but, again, it wouldn't be jobs that were worth me going to pay my bills. So, it's like I had to stay where I was at until I found something better because I had to keep money coming in. So, I was finagling that, finessing that. Shout out to my grandma. Shout out to my granny. My granddad. They was all helping me. Everything was cool, but like mentally, man, my mind had my mind had finally wrapped around the fact that oh snap, my mom is dead. My dad is locked up. Me and my girl it's over with. I'm dead ass dolo out here. What the hell am I going to do? I don't know how to do nothing about adulting. Again, I come from a good family. I'm not saying that I come from a rich family. we were definitely in the poor category, but I had family. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know I needed stuff because I never really had to wonder what the stuff was that I needed because I had it. You know what I mean? Um, so I don't want to make it seem like I didn't have family or support or love or anything like that. It's just that that personal feeling that you have, can't nobody really replace your mom. You know what I mean? Can't nobody really replace your dad. Um, and I think that it just all just came crashing so fast. Like, it was like, man, it's a hell of a blow to take in, and you ain't never like experienced nothing super super traumatic in your life. Like, yeah, that's a lot to take in. I think I just lost it, man. I just wasn't myself. I was angry, like sad, but really it was more like the actions behind my sadness was madness. Like, I was angry with everybody, like completely angry with everybody. I hated everything. I hated life. It was like I was about to travel through life without my tour guide. Like, you know what I mean? You know, even as a grown adult, you still feel like you know, there's things that your mom can teach you. You know what I mean? And imagine not having that, and having that just taken away. And also knowing that, I didn't tell this in the last video, but knowing that my mom is no longer here with me because she simply laughed. My mom was laughing so hard that she went into cardiac arrest. Like, she couldn't catch her breath, and she went to cardiac arrest. And that's how she passed. And due to the lack of oxygen going to her brain, you know, they couldn't recover. So that's how she passed. And you start relaying and replaying all of that back in your head. And it's like, man, simply because she laughed, she's not here. And then you start blaming yourself. Well, if you would have did CPR, maybe she'll still be here. Maybe she wouldn't have went so long without oxygen. Well, maybe if you would have called 911 first, so instead of calling your grandmother first, they would have got there sooner. You know, you just start questioning everything about every action that took place during that time. And you start to go into self blame, self doubt, and you start to self sabotage. You just get lost in the sauce of your own negative thinking, depression. You know, you're highly stressed because you had just one stressor on top of one stressor on top of another stressor on top of another stressor. And if you're not equipped to handle that type of stress, things gonna start crumbling. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna start to deteriorate internally. So I think I was just going into that phase of my life where you know what I'm saying, I was about to go deep down into the dungeon of life where, you know, I'm at the bottom of the bottom of the barrel, and I'm so deep down that it really ain't no light there. And that's where I went. And that's how I was. And, you know, at the time my girlfriend was just like, you mean and hateful. Like, she not gonna stick around and take that verbal abuse and things like that, because I'm so mad at the world that I'm willing to take it out on anybody. Um, but yeah. So, you know, as that's all going up, during the time I had purchased a gun. You know, I'm living on my own. I don't know what's going on. I'm in a new neighborhood. I've never had my own space and place. My first thought pattern to protect myself is to get a gun, right? So I get a gun. I've had the gun for a few weeks at this time now, though. But one night I just come home from work. I had picked up a few extra hours at work to kind of just stay out the house, and I needed the money. But I just couldn't get out this funk. I had been in this funk for so many days, man. So many days I had been in this funk. And I was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm up out of here. I'm up out of here. So I went home. I smoked a couple of blunts. Ate some food. You know, called one of my friends, let them know, like, I'm out. You know what I mean? Not really in a way of saying I'm out, but you know, her mama came through. And when I answered the door, they came to my back door. When I answered the door, I had the gun cocked and loaded. You know, I answered the door, put the gun through the window. They both got scared and all that. And I'm just like, yo, y'all go here. Y'all should have never came here. Like, you know, I'm telling them, get up out of there. Get up out of here. I'm about to go. I'm about to do it. And, you know, but at the time I had already made the attempt, but I just couldn't pull that trigger. I couldn't pull the trigger. Like, it's like you want to go, but you don't want to go. So you just trying to find a quick way to get the job done. But I just couldn't go. I just was like, nah. You know, someone was telling me, don't let it go. Don't let it go. My finger would not push that trigger. Like, it just wouldn't happen. Yeah. And, you know, my friend, so, and you know, my friend and her mom, they were able to get me to open the door. I let them in, and, you know, they took me to their house, and from there, my ex came and picked me up, took me to her house, which is way out Petersburg. So, you know, I just spent the night just cooling off, taking my time, trying to get back on track. And, you know, the next morning, I went home and just try to regroup. I was going through hell mentally though. Like, and no, me and my ex did not get back together. But yeah, I was just mentally trying. Like, I wasn't in any type of mental capacity to date anyone. Hell, I couldn't even look at myself. Like, oh, hell, I'm gonna look at you, love on you, be good to you, when I can't even do none of that for myself, to myself. Like, so yeah, I think I just went into a little funk where I hated everything, and that's why I had planned on staying at. I just was in a fuck it mode. Like, it was crazy, man. You know, it was super crazy. Yeah, I was just ready to say fuck it, but I couldn't let it go. Yeah, like, so mind you, all of this took place like January, maybe. Yeah, maybe going into January, maybe heading into February. So shit was happening fast, bro. Shit was happening fast, and you sad, mad, broke, unstable, confused about life. Yeah, I want no good at all, at all. But yeah, I'm gonna leave the story right here. I think that's a good little place to land at. So yeah, peace.